Breaking news. FAKEBOOK has just announced that they had a meeting last Thursday with the World Health Organization, a UN NWO agency, and they hosted a day-long meeting with them and the biggest tech companies in Silicon Valley, the biggest tech companies of this beast system, including FAKEBOOK, Amazon, Twilio, Dropbox, Google, Verizon, Salesforce, Twitter, and ScrewTube. The meeting was organized by the World Health Organization and hosted at FAKEBOOK's Menlo Park campus, according to CNBC. The major topic of discussion was how these companies can work together to clamp down on the spread of information. The WHO's Andy Pattison flew into Silicon Valley for the event and said, "The tone is changing," quote unquote, as big tech starts to combat real news about the coronavirus. FAKEBOOK said they offered at the meeting to help censor information. We're learning that right now the city of Wuhan is on full lockdown. It's become a closed city. 11 million people. No one can leave their residence, period. At the beginning, it was once every other day they could go out. Then it was once every 3 days. Then it was once every 7 days. And now they can no longer leave. They have to sit in their apartments and die. It's going to be a mass genocide of 11 million people. And they want to shut down the biggest story in recent history. Because, of course, that would be bad for business. All of these companies have sold out to China. And now whatever they want to do, these commies from Silicon Valley are on board. The story gets better. As people continue to seek information about the coronavirus, books have shown up on Amazon that stoke fear about this killer drop-dead virus that escaped from a lab and that's rampaging around the world. They don't want that. They don't want people talking about what's really going on here, ladies and gentlemen. They want people to talk about absolutely nothing. That is the situation that we're dealing with. And so now they're pushing back on all platforms. No longer are we going to see any sort of information about what's going on. It's going to be, just minute stuff. But they've already liquidated everybody. The first phase was people were dropping dead. And then they started arresting the journalists and the whistleblowers, killing them off slowly but surely. And then they started, rounding up everybody, liquidating them, and now they're gonna have everybody just starve in their apartments. I mean, we should almost, do some kind of like airlift of food aid and the like. But who wants to go into that Fukushima? Who wants to go into that China syndrome where the Wuhan supervirus escaped the lab? Now, yesterday, every media outlet was pushing the report from a Chinese university that said that this has escaped the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And the very next day, it's like everything is shut down. Nobody's publishing anything anymore. And all of the, mainstream media, socialist media platforms are on board, according to CNBC. Huge meeting. The UN has told the beast system, you're not allowed to let people talk about what's going on. You're just not allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not allowed to discuss what might be happening. And so have no doubt this virus will hit San Francisco and wipe out this valley, this Silicon Valley out there. News stories are continuing to spread, they say, on FAKEBOOK and other socialist media platforms. People buying anything that might lessen the impact of this virus was concerning, according to their spokespeople. We cannot let people find the cure or survive this virus, they implied. Twitter and ScrewTube and other socialist media sites are still awash with information, said WHO's Andy Pattison, who refers to the problem as an infodemic. Too much information out there. They don't want that. They want people in the dark. They don't want people to see what's coming. Be sure to check out our video archives. But now everything that's related to this topic is going to be automatically shadow banned if it's not coming from the UN, if it's not coming from, MSNBC and the like. So, check out the video archives. We've done, tons of reports. We grabbed all of the footage that we could while it was still out there. We knew this mass censorship was coming, ladies and gentlemen. And now, thanks to FAKEBOOK, I mean, this meeting happened at FAKEBOOK headquarters. It's like the meeting at Jekyll Island, right? And they're all coming together, like, how, the Bilderberg group, they're all coming together. How can we, rule the world? And now that they've deployed this super virus, they don't want people to know how bad it is. They want people to be surprised and eradicated. They like this plan of liquidation, this plan that's happening in China right now, and they want this to happen in America as well. Zuckerberg is an enemy of humanity. And he's probably a robot. He's probably a cyborg. He's probably some kind of Westworld or Terminator Genesis kind of, cyborg, acting as a sentinel as this beast system assembles itself. Now, this meeting also included room for discussion about disaster preparedness and ways to spread accurate disinformation to unsuspecting sheeple. More than 70,000 people have contracted the coronavirus in recent weeks, according to their official statistics. Today it was like 70,900. Like, 00. It wasn't like 911 or 923. It was just 70,900, period. That's their estimate, period. But the numbers must be in the millions by now. We're getting information that there's an outbreak that started in Buffalo, New York, and there's a gag order on it. This is unverified, but undoubtedly, this is what they're doing. And you never know. They might already be liquidating the suspected cases in America just so that we don't know what's really going on. And we're also getting lots of reports that there's tons of flu cases coming into the emergency rooms that aren't testing positive for influenza A or B. So it's probably already in your town, near your town, starting to percolate, if you will, starting to, do what it does. And it's only a matter of time before this thing just blows up in everybody's face. So we're going to continue to stress to people to prepare for the worst, because the worst is definitely coming. We've seen what this virus can do, the drop-dead virus, bodies everywhere. Things have totally broken down. And the city of Wuhan of 10, 11 million people looks like it's going to be completely liquidated. And of course, they're just going to bring, 10 million people from somewhere else and just put them in Wuhan and be like, nothing happened. I mean, they got 1.5 billion people. What's 10, 20, 30, even 100 million? They could lose like 300 million people and nobody would know the difference. They could lose like the entire population of America in their country and nobody would know the difference, right? So that's the problem right now. And of course, FAKEBOOK, they don't want you to know what's going on. Twitter, they don't want you to know what's going on. ScrewTube, they don't want you to know what's going on. So they're shadow banning everything. Don't expect to see a whole lot of new footage. The Iron Curtain is complete with the complicity of Silicon Valley. They are complacent, aiding and abetting, assisting the mass genocide of people out there in China, and undoubtedly assisting the mass genocide of people in America that's to come. Every scientist is saying this is going to be like, millions and millions of Americans that are going to die because of this plague. And they want to censor the information and be like, just go back to shopping. It's so fake on the TV right now. You'd think they'd be a little more concerned, but they're continuing on with their charades, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get back to the live broadcast on the ScrewTube channel. If you're watching this on FAKEBOOK or wherever, check us out at stfnreport.com for the coordinates of our ScrewTube channel, where we do the live shows, where we hack the Matrix. But we'll see everybody there real soon. Be sure to like and share. Feel free to mirror. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, you are the resistance.